Good morning, good morning. 561-772-954-305. We on live. Excuse the lightning. I had to go outside. It's early in the morning and record. So basically, we got a story here in West Palm Beach, Florida. We're gonna say Riviera Beach, Florida, but the nearest city is West Palm Beach, Florida. Um, just to protect the people that are involved, I'm going to use other names, and this is all allegedly because it's become a big story here in Palm Beach, okay? So we have this lady, which we're going to refer to her as the funeral queen, okay? That's what we're going to refer to her. So we have this lady, she's their funeral queen. Let me remind you guys that she appeared out of nowhere. We don't know where she came from. She just all of a sudden appeared doing extravagant, big, nice funerals. You would think that these people were getting married, how these funerals were set up. So basically, make a long story short, and we're gonna break it down. So first we had this lady, she's the queen, funeral queen. She comes to Palm Beach County and she started doing funerals. These funerals are extravagant. The caskets are spray painted. You have people being buried in cars. You have people being carried by carriages. And I'm talking about very nice carriages with the horses and everything, girl. So on Friday, which I think Friday was the 7th, the people, I'm going to let them remain anonymous. This young lady went on live and she was saying that how she was in front of the funeral queen's funeral home and she had been getting a runaround all week. She wanted to see her loved one, before the viewing, and she gave her the runaround, sending her to Fort Lauderdale, sending her to other cities, states, and stuff, just to see her loved one. So then it boiled down to the fact she run downs on the girl while she's at her funeral home. So, when she ran down on the girl while she at her funeral home, she like, I want to see my peoples. When she say she went and seen her peoples, her people was not in refrigerator, not in the refrigerator. They do not have refrigerators. Hold on, did you hear me? That the body was kept without a refrigerator, okay? She said her loved one was beyond recognition. Okay, the way she described how her people's look was too gruesome to repeat. It was like it was something you've never heard before, so you knew that she couldn't have just made this out in plain daylight. So after she put them on live, everybody started finding out about it or whatnot. And she was like, if you have any family members up here at the funeral queen's funeral home, come get your peoples. She doesn't have a refrigerator system. She's just been keeping these bodies. Now, mind you, she had this particular individual loved one since January 23rd without refrigeration. So the body had decomposed unrecognition. So after she came out, a lot more people start coming out. It's like it was this stench at the funeral that you would not be able to get at. Like, bruh, one thing about when you doing business and you handling that many thousands of dollars, you have to do it the proper way. I know that a nice funeral is about $16,000. Mind you, the funeral queen was asking for $5,000 in cash. She did not want it to be traceable. Back to the funeral queen. They say Sister Girl didn't even have her license. She lost her license to practice in October, September. And then the partner had a cremation license for pets. Hear me? Yes, to cremate pets. Yes, girl, to cremate pets. So Anyways, make a long story short, how I wanted to do is get up on live and let people know you cannot just take your peoples to anywhere. And just cause everybody's going to her, don't mean you have to bring your family to her. Like me personally, when I first seen her, how she was so excited to stand up in front of these caskets and do the way, and she was always like hands-on involvement. It kind of showed like a weirdness, because normally funeral directors, they do the funeral, they plan the funeral, you don't see them until you at the graveyard. She's there throughout the entire funeral. She rides on the carriage and everything. It's like really ridiculous that y'all let this lady come into Palm Beach and finesse us. Now, this is all allegedly, because I don't want to be slandering someone's name. But for the young lady who got on live on Friday, February the 7th, and did the live video, the way that she is playing her loved one looking, there's no one in this world that can make that up. It just can't be made up. So I just wanted to jump online, let y'all know, like, bro, organ harvesting is one of the biggest things that is going on right now in our black communities. Organ harvesting is not only going on in the black communities, it's going on all around the world. When you have your loved ones buried, make sure that you have a will. Write out that you want their organs donated to an individual in the family, even if you have to pay to keep that organ on ice, or whatever you have to do to keep it alive. But at the same time, you have to be responsible, because everybody was going to this lady because she was affordable. $5,000 for a nice funeral is not expensive. I know people who are paying $16,000 and $20,000 for a funeral. So when you say $5,000 for a funeral, it's like people were actually going to her because she was cheap. you know And I just think that, just being that we all in a community together, we all need to wise up. It shouldn't be someone. And mind you, that this lady had just appeared out of nowhere. Word on the street say that she came from Miami, because Miami had done ran her from down there. So I could believe it, because I never seen the lady in my life. I never seen extravagant funerals like this. And now it's like, okay, it's gonna be like normal funerals. It may be someone else that comes out and try to start to do that. But when you having a funeral, it's not a wedding, it's a funeral. Like, let these people rest. To stop putting people in debt after these people are gone. Like, for real, like, it just doesn't make any sense. In my black community, we look off of image. Image ain't nothing. When you dead and gone, who cares about the image? Who cares? Like, literally, like, y'all doing the most. Like, the